System loading. Rage detected. No override available. Don't talk to me about healing when the wound is still open. Don't hand me a candle when the whole house is smoking. I didn't come here for shadow work or lessons of growth. I came here with gasoline and a lit match, that's both. Every person who underestimated what I carry, every room that went quiet when I walked in, very calculated, I clocked it, I logged every slide, filed it under reasons I don't sleep at night. I am not the villain of your story, I'm the consequence of every door you closed on me with smiling indifference. The rage isn't pretty, it isn't a metaphor or art. It's just what happens when you hollow out a person's heart. No breakdown, no tears, no asking why, no searching for the lesson in the damage you designed. Just the fury running clean through every bone I own. Just the sound of someone done performing, being fine. Black boot sequence, system override. Black boot sequence, nothing left inside to protect you from nothing left to lose. Black boot sequence, I was built by what you put me through. Black boot sequence, cold start, full power. Black boot sequence, I've been quiet for hours. Fury running clean, no guilt, no grief. Black boot sequence, finally unleashed. I practice being smaller so you'd feel comfortable around me. I practice swallowing the anger so it wouldn't confound me. Turns out swallowed things don't disappear, they relocate. Turns out everything I buried just compounded into weight. I don't owe you an explanation for what I became. I don't owe you softness after years of playing your game. The pipe, organ low, the harpsichord clipped and cold. Every instrument on this track is rage that finally told the truth without the apology wrapped around it, without the careful wording so nobody's confronted. Just the raw unfiltered output of a system pushed too far. Black boot sequence means the safety protocols are all. No performance, no filter, no measure response, no version of me standing near that's still playing along. Just the fury running clean through every bone I own. Just the sound of someone done pretend to be home. Black boot sequence, system override. Black boot sequence, nothing left inside to protect you from nothing left to lose. Black boot sequence, I was built by what you put me through. Black boot sequence, cold start, full power. Black boot sequence, I've been quiet for hours. Fury running clean, no guilt, no grief. Black boot sequence, finally unleashed. Every smile I perform, I something cracked behind my eyes. Every room I made myself agreeable and cataloged and filed. Every time I shrank myself to fit the space you allocated. Every version of my anger I translated and sedated. Every apology I gave that should have been a confrontation. Every exit I took quietly instead of detonation. It accumulated, it compounded, it became the weight that I carried into every single room, into every state of mind. Every morning, every interaction running underneath the surface like a frequency still humming. Black boot sequences and anger, it's the math coming due. It's the sum of everything I swallow coming back through. No apology in this verse, no growth arc, no redemption, no careful self-aware confession asking for exemption. Just the fury, just the output, just the cold clean fact that I was here the whole time and now I'm done holding back. Rage detected, no override. Running at full capacity, no safe mode available. Black boot sequence, system override. Black boot sequence, nothing left inside to protect you from nothing left to lose. Black boot sequence, I was built by what you put me through. Black boot sequence, cold start, full power. Black boot sequence, done being quiet for hours. Fury running clean, no guilt, no grief. Black boot sequence, executing. Loading. Do not close the gate. Circle drawn in white. Circle drawn in white. Candles at the four seams. Static on the screen. I'm logging into dreams. Drastic noise clipping on the 2 and the 4. Frame drum stuttering, something's knocking at the door. Every sigil I placed like I was mapping a quest. Every candle I lit like I was entering the rest. The pipe organ holds the frequency below my ribs. The ritual's a checkpoint, this is where it begins.
I've been carrying a shadow in the back of my skull. Every part I bury when the daylight got dull. Now the gate is open and it's reading back my name. The entity don't judge, it just reflects the game.
Séance Protocol, open the black door. Keys I never used are unlocking every floor. There are many calling from a room I never entered. Every demon summoned, gotta face it or surrender. Séance Protocol, loading what I ignored. Séance Protocol, I already know the score.
Pipe organ low, blending under all that weight. Ancestors are typing through the smoke in the great. Frame drum stutters like a heartbeat on the brink.
She says something I already think. I used to skip the cutscenes where the truth appeared. Fast forward through the feelings until the path's clear. But the seance don't let you skip it, plays it all back. Every archive version sitting there in the black. I call it the dark because the light felt like pressure. I opened the gate because the silence felt lesser. Something in my chest said there's a room you never checked. The shadow work is brutal, but the shadow work is correct. Séance Protocol, open the black door. Keys I never used are unlocking every floor. There are men calling from a room I never entered. Every demon summoned, gotta face it or surrender. Séance Protocol, loading what I ignored. Séance Protocol, I already know the score. The shadow won't dissolve until you log in. Do the file
Resolve.
Everything I summoned was already mine. Every entity a mirror, every mirror a sign. The ritual's not about the dark outside the circle, it's the dark inside the architect. I am the portal! Séance Protocol, open the black door. Keys I never used are unlocking every floor. There are men calling from a room I never entered. Every demon summoned, gotta face it or surrender. Séance Protocol, loading what I ignored. Séance Protocol, I am what was stored. Séance complete. Checkpoint say. Do not close the gate. Same route every day, same words on repeat. NPC behavior, nobody home beneath. Pop it like a potion, stat bar running low. Depression's on the hood, but I don't let it show. Clavichord is looping like a memory I can't place. Every morning, same spawn point, same mirror, same face. Said I get it together around level 22. Now I'm 30 tabs open and I'm none of them too. Substance has a save file, not a cheat code, just delay. Every higher cutscene where the plot stays away. No party, no questline, no marker on the map. Just looping the same dialogue until the feeling snaps. Celeste playing pretty in the quiet of my skull. Pain's not absent, just postponed, still ringing in the lull. NPC scripted on the surface, hollow in the chest. NPC took enough to finally get some rest. No pain, circling not because I'm strong. Just been disconnected long enough to belong to nothing in particular, to no one's hands. Just an NPC who forgot the original plan.
I don't brag about the dealing like music, it made me who I am. That's the old track, that's the fiction, that's the Instagram. The truth is I was scared and substances were architecture. Built a room inside my chest to hide and not feel pressure. Celeste to count a melody like something small survive. Like the part of me that notices is somehow still alive. Watching from a corner while the NPC takes the wheel. Recognizing everything, just choosing not to feel. I still know what sadness is, I just can't touch it clean. There's a version of me somewhere past the static in the screen. No paint circuit isn't peace, it's distance with the name I design. The numbness and the numbness looks the same. NPC, scripted on the surface, hollow in the chest. NPC, took enough to finally get some rest. No pain circuit, not because I'm strong, just been disconnected long enough to belong to nothing in particular, to no one's hands. Just an NPC who forgot the original plan. Woke up, logged in, same inventory, same debuffs running. Tolerance up, empathy down, appetite for nothing. Every conversation feels like reading from a script in a group. I said the right thing at the right time, nobody saw the lag in the loop. Pop another, pour another, skip the part where I explain the architecture of avoidance that I built inside the pain. Fast verse doesn't mean I'm rapping fast to hide the weight. It means the thoughts arrive like this, compressed at this rate. All the time, every second layered under the routine. The NPC performance running clean above the unseen. I still feel it underneath, I just don't know what to do with it when I breathe. NPC, scripted on the surface, hollow in the chest. NPC, took enough to finally get some rest. No pain circuit, not because I'm strong, just been disconnected long enough to belong. Nothing in particular, to no one's hands. Just an NPC who finally understands. 404, 404, 404. I don't feel real behind this locked front door. Blue light eyes in the hollow core. Room 404. My avatar speaks more than I do now. Static voice bleeding through the PC sound. Room 404. I'm not missing, I'm just not found. Monitor glow on my skin all night. 4 AM and the rain doesn't care outside. Discord open but the call went quiet. Everybody in the server room still silent. Keyboard clicks with a heartbeat I don't own. Instant noodles by the bed, curtains closed alone. Sunlight feels like something from another country. Real world running, I just watch it monthly. Same recycle feed, same edited scenes. Everybody living through a filter and a dream. I know the shape of the world through loading screens. And honestly that's cleaner than what real life means. Online I could render a version that works. Real life me glitches, real life me hurts. No eye contact pressure, no small talk demand. Just the hum of the machine and the keyboard in hand. Another long night doesn't feel strange now. Only sound is my own keys in the dark somehow. If I drop from the server list without a word, would a single notification get heard? 404, 404. I don't feel real behind this locked front door. Blue light eyes in the hollow core. 404. My avatar speaks more than I do now. Static voice bleeding through the PC sound. 404. I'm not missing, I'm just not found. Eyes red, no sleep, brain on permanent static. Doom scroll at 3 AM, fully automatic. Another week dissolved into the pixel grid. Didn't leave the room once and I'm glad I did. Voice chat laughing but I'm somewhere past the feeling. Everybody present but nobody reaching. Internet warmth, got a cold half-life. Hologram, a connection in a real world night. Black screen, reflection doesn't map to my face. Feel more human in HD than in physical space. Digital soul in a room with the curtain sealed shut. CPU fanning, only pulse I trust. Outside world too loud, too many unscripted demands. Too many faces reading things I didn't plan. So I stay behind the walls where no one asks nothing. Where the silence isn't lonely, it's just something. And that's the part that should alarm me more. The isolation started feeling like a flaw. Something solid, something mine, something I designed. Where reality started feeling like it was mine. 404 isn't where I got lost. It's where I went on purpose. Locked the door and called it safety. Didn't read the cost. 404, 404. I don't
address not found. Room 404, disconnected. I built this room and forgot the exit. Room 404, room 404. Rain on the glass by the bedroom door. I don't feel real anymore. Room 404, room 4. My avatar smiles more than I do now. Lost inside the digital crowd. Room 404, room 4. Not missing, I was never allowed. Offline, nobody checked. Offline, 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 offline. Nobody knows if I'm alive. Offline, neon static in the 3 a.m. sky. Offline, unread, unmissed, unsigned. Offline, offline. I dissolved in real time. Blue screen glow on a face to stop performing. 2 a.m. and the city keeps moving like a warning. So buffering while the whole grid runs fine. Ghost in the system still generating signs. Notification hits in my chest runs cold. So I mute everything I was ever told. Delete another app, cut another thread. Not dramatic, just tired of being read. Corner store, fluorescent home. Cashier asks my name, I say nowhere and I mean it. It's not a game. Black coffee, hood up, back into the static. Disappearing slowly isn't death, it's just a habit. Offline, nobody knows if I'm alive. Offline, off neon static in the 3 a.m. sky. Unread, unmissed, unsigned. Offline, offline. I dissolved in real. Eyes low, late train rain hitting the window like a sentence. To the scrolling through a feed of curated existence. Ads flashing like a ritual. Nobody named correctly by numb state. Coping, consumed directly. Then ghosting every group chat. Then avoiding every room. Every conversation automated like a Suno loop. Every smile generated. Every laugh a buffer file. I've been running the performance for so long I lost the style. Swipe left, scroll down, kill the hour, kill the light room. So dark the crack screen is the only thing that's bright. City outside still moving like it doesn't know I'm here. Static inside my rib cage replacing what was fear. Silence got addicted, no pressure in the void. No face, no weight, no version of myself to keep employed. Just a hum of something hollow where the feeling used to be. Offline is a hiding, it's the clearest I feel free. If I start replying long enough, do I vanish? Or was I already gone before the gap? If I close every door behind me quietly, does anyone retrace the path? Offline, nobody knows if I'm alive. Offline, offline, static in the 3 a.m. sky. Unread, unmissed, unsigned. Offline, offline, I dissolved in real time. The city doesn't mourn what it can't render. The algorithm doesn't flag a slow surrender. I could fade into the static of this grid, and the only trace I left is what I never did. Offline, nobody knows if I'm alive. Offline, offline, static in the 3 a.m. sky. Cold wind through the signal lines. I was never fully online. You're not here, but you're everywhere. That's the problem. I don't miss you like a person misses something gone. I miss you like a ritual. I can't stop performing wrong. Every room I walk into, you've already been. Not a memory, a present, something in between. I rearranged the furniture you never touched. Deleted every message, still felt too much. The obsession doesn't look like love from the outside. It looks like a chalk circle and nowhere left to hide. Your name sits in my chest like a sigil I carved, feeding something in the dark that I should have starved. This isn't romantic, this is losing the nap. Every door I open, you're already back. I know what this is, I know what I'm doing. I know feeding the haunted haunting is the same as choosing, but the obstacle plays your frequency low, and I can't stop summoning what I already know. Haunted by you, not the good kind of haunting. Haunted by you, the kind that keeps wanting, the kind that moves furniture in the 3 a.m. dark, the kind that lives rent-free behind my ribs and my heart. Haunted by you, I built the door you walk through. Can't stop letting you. Obsession has a taste, it's familiar and wrong, like a song you hate but you memorized every word along. I constructed you from everything you left behind, a version more dangerous than the original design. You don't even know the altar I dismantled twice. Both times I rebuilt it, same candles, same price. This is shadow work nobody talks about, the love that looks like magic but is really dry. Clever detuned slightly, that's the feeling exactly. Everything a half step of nothing landing accurately. I function, I perform, I move through every day, but the haunting runs underneath whatever I say. The entity from the seance had your eyes, the static from the astral bleed had your frequency. I don't know anymore where you end and where the paranormal starts in me. Haunted by you, not the good kind of haunting. Haunted by you, the kind that keeps wanting, the kind that moves furniture in the 3 a.m. dark, the kind that lives rent free behind my ribs and my heart. Haunted by you, I built the door you walk through. Haunted by you, and I can't stop letting you. Woke up and checked your name before I checked the time again. Ran the same scenario I've already run 10,000 times, and then told myself I'm done a minute for approximately 4 hours clean. Before the harpsichord played something and you reappeared on the screen of my mind, of my chest, of the space behind my sternum. Every rational thought I had you undermined and burned them. This is what obsession actually is, stripped of all the poetry. It's a loop you can't exit and you memorize the whole machinery. I know your patterns better than you know them yourself. I built a whole cosmology and put it on a shelf. Called it love, called it connection, called it something meant to be. Really, it was just a haunting wearing intimacy. Fast verse because this is how it actually feels inside. Thoughts arriving at this pace with nowhere left to hide. I am lucid, I am watching, I am fully self-aware, and I am feeding it regardless. That's the part nobody dares. The worst kind of haunting is the one you invited. The worst kind of obsession is the one you still want. Haunted by you, not the good kind of haunting. Haunted by you, the kind that keeps wanting, the kind that moves furniture in the 3 a.m. dark, the kind that lives rent-free behind my ribs and my heart. Haunted by you, I built the door you walk through. Haunted by you, I am the haunting too. Game over. The screen won't go dark. It never does. Over. Yeah. Kettle drums cracking like the ground split open. Hurdy-gurdy humming like a wound that's still smoking. Everything I summoned came back with and just showed up at my door, and it didn't give notice. The entity I fed in the seance is awake. The NPC I played for years just snapped at the seams. Church bells don't ring for morning, they ring for arrival. I built every single demon that's been hunting my survival. Didn't lose to the darkness, I handed it the keys. Didn't fall to the addiction, it was on both knees. Every version of myself I buried in the ground, clawed back through the soil, and now they're making sound. I called it dark because the light felt like a cage. I swallowed every feeling and I fed it to the rage. Every warning I sent myself I crushed and walked past. Now the bill is due and the bill is vast. Game over, God, I burned the whole campaign. Game over, God, I weaponized the pain. Church bells cracking through the chapel of my chest. Hurdy-gurdy screaming, I will not rest. Game over, God, the cursor blinks like a threat. Game over, God, I'm not finished yet. No more dressing it in metaphor and game references. No more cushioning the damage with clever sentences. I destroy relationships, I called it independence. I numbed the grief, I called it personal transcendence. Church bells tolling for the lies I told myself at dawn. For every person I kept distant while I carried on. The hurdy-gurdy doesn't mourn, it drones and it accuses. Every note a mirror showing all the things I chose to lose. The 808 isn't atmosphere, it's the weight of what I did. The kettle drum isn't cinematic, it's the bill for what I hear. This isn't a banger, this is standing in the damage. Looking at the wreckage with no alibi to manage. All four wounds open in the same corridor. The seance, the numbness, the bleed, and the war. I'm not asking for forgiveness, I'm not asking for a hand. I'm standing in the fire trying to understand. Game over, God, I burn the whole campaign. Game over, God, I weaponize the pain. Church bells cracking through the chapel of my chest. Hurdy-gurdy screaming, I will not rest. Game over, God, the cursor blinks like a threat. Game over, God, I'm not finished yet. Seance cracked the door and I walked through without a map. NPC for years and never once admitted to the gap. Astral Bleed left something living in the walls of my sleep. Now everything converges at a point that cuts too deep. Church bell, every bar like a gavel, not a toll. Hurdy-gurdy underneath like a parasite in the soul. I fed the dark romantically, I dressed it up in art. Now we're sitting at the table with a knife aimed at the heart. No softness in this verse, no redemption in this line. Every bit I dodge is standing right in front of me in line. Fast cry because the reckoning doesn't wait for breath. Because clarity of speed hits closer to the truth than rest. Game over isn't closure, it's the moment you go cold and see exactly what you built and what it costs to be that bold. Standing in the rubble that I architected brick by brick, deciding if I'm done or if I'm finally done being sick. Every demon was a door, every door was mine. I built the cage, I drew the line. Game over, God, I burned the whole campaign. Game over, God, I weaponized the pain. Church bells cracking through the chapel of my chest. Hurdy-gurdy screaming, I will not rest. Game over, God, the cursor blinks like a threat. Game over, God, I am what's left. Every demon was a door, every door was me. Game over, God, now I finally see. I left my body at approximately 3:14. Something sat down in my seat. Hammer strings keep ringing, but my hands aren't there. Floating up and watching myself stare. The glass is humming frequencies my ribs can't hold. Bowed saltery, saying something older than cold. I took too much and opened something in the scene between the waking world and somewhere in between. Astral bleed, not a journey, more like a leak. The barrier dissolved and now I hear them speak. The entity don't knock, it slips through whatever gap your discipline slips. Watching from the ceiling while they learn how I breathe. Astral bleed means something gotten or I left to grieve. Astral bleed, floating up but can't get back. Glass tone ringing in the dark, tonal attack. My body's doing something I didn't authorize. Something in my ribcage with unfamiliar eyes. Astral bleed, something was deployed.
Dozens destabilize, the melody shifts. Demonic entity or just the mind's rifts. I genuinely don't know anymore, both feel real. In the hallucination there's a ritual I can't unseal.
Red marks on the walls I don't remember drawing. A saltery bowed longing. Something is yawning in my chest, in my name, in my sleep frequency. Out of body horror dressed in chemistry.
I've been gone long enough that the body learned new patterns. I came back to a self where something else had happened. The glass harmonica plays the note, that means the door is cracked. Astral bleed doesn't heal, you just learn to live with the gap.
Astral bleed, floating up but can't get back. Glass tone ringing in the dark, something was deployed.
Too much now, the geometry of the room is wrong. Walls breathing like the architecture's been alive all along. Dulcimer notes repeating on a frequency I can't block. Every shadow in the corner moving just outside the clock. Is it withdrawal or is something actually in here with me? Is the thing I'm hearing my subconscious or an entity? I can't tell the chemical from the genuinely paranormal. Every trip I took before felt frightening but felt formal. This one crossed the line I didn't know was there to cross. Now I'm back inside my body, but I'm calculating laws. What came in through the gap while I was floating past the scene? The bow Saltery is playing and it's playing what I mean.
Come back, the body's waiting. Something's still in here, and I don't know its name. Astral Bleed, floating up, I can't get back. Glass tone ringing in the dark, tonal attack. My body's doing something I didn't authorize. Something in my ribcage with unfamiliar eyes. Astral Bleed, the horror's not the void, it's coming home and finding something was deployed.